All right, so it
Just
looks
work.
like everything is operational now.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, yep. Well, everything looks to be operational and online.
Max or Atin this time?
Oh no, Max and Atin showing up to do their job. What do you think I do? Pay them? I do. That's the joke, is I pay them and they don't show up.
Yeah. I mean, how much have you paid them?
I paid them recently, but I also pay them based on how much I get paid.
I gave them
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
God, no.
I gave them stocks in GameStop.
No, actually, I paid them. I paid Atin in yen, and no, I paid Max in yen, and I paid Atin in Canadian dollars.
Nice.
And you wonder why they won't show up.
Hey, whoa, hold on. Canadian money and yen is both completely valid forms of currency.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's inflated. One the other is not. Actually, no. I think they're both worth
They're
more than the US dollar, or worth less than the US dollar.
Fucking terrible compared to the US dollar.
Yeah.
You should have paid them in Zimbabwe dollars. You paid them $5 billion.
PayPal doesn't support that.
Unfortunate. Maybe soon. Send 10 trillion Zimbabwean dollars. Yeah, it's like 2 cents, bro.
So, you know what? I think we're gonna start off tonight with a Dead Space story.
Oh, okay. Did we veto this last time?
Nope.
Oh.
Hey, there's one of the guys you pay. In yen.
Hello?
Oh, and there's one of the guys you don't pay.
I don't pay him. And if I was gonna pay him, I pay him in shekels, which is actually a valid form of PayPal currency.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I can actually pay someone in shekels.
Valid currency.
Yes.
I demand exactly $2 in shekels.
I don't think I will pay you at all.
Can you actually? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you actually can.
No,
'cause
I
don't-
actually can. Yeah, it's a currency in Israel, so I can actually pay you.
I was going to say, it's a recognized monetary unit, and PayPal accepts all of them, actually,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they do.
You paying Max in fucking yen for some reason.
No, it's the best part. And Max was like, "Sneaky, when are you gonna pay me?" So I was like, "Okay, fucking pay him in yen." And then the value of yen dropped.
Which just made you an asshole.
And I paid Atin in fucking Canadian money.
Okay, but like that didn't matter to me because the Canadian monopoly money is remarkably stable.
Yeah, except it's still worth less.
Yeah.
But stable, which is important.
Yeah, but now it looks like you're being funded by Canadian insurgents.
What makes you think I'm not?
That's a fair point.
What have I just walked into?
That's an upcoming Canadian separatist.
Atin's about to declare the sovereignty of Chicago for Canada.
What? No, dude, I'm trying to help Canada
can
get
have
back into
it.
the Union.
Look, Canada can have Chicago, and Canada can just stay away from us.
So, yeah, it looks like it's all working now. So, everyone, if you take a quick peekaroo at the podcast now, you can now see who's talking.
Excellent. You finally got that thing.
Yeah, I finally put it in.
Congrats.
Yeah, it only took me, like, time.
Yeah.
It took you X amount of units of time.
It only took an amount of time.
Yeah, it took an amount of time.
I mean, up until 2 years ago, this really wouldn't have been necessary except for Isley. Because Isley cannot differentiate between people.
No, I'm pretty sure they can. I'm pretty sure they just do it for the shits and giggles, but it's a really bad shit and giggle.
Yeah. Listen, at some point, the joke stops being a joke. That's the problem.
Yeah, I suppose so.
At some point, Isley's just a retarded
honestly.
guy in a basement.
Anyway, so Brothers in Arms, Blood, and Dead Space. So that's going to be our story for tonight. We're going to start
Why
off
are you
with...
torturing Dead Space again?
Because I really just found... So I was really looking for a good Dead Space story recently, and I couldn't find any.
Oh, you poor soul.
Yeah, I couldn't find any. This is from Shiro's server as well, by the way.
Oh, of course.
I like how much you're pulling from his server these days. That's and these are recommendations as like good picks or just
these are pinned recommendations. Like
those fuckers have no taste.
Yeah, they have absolutely no fucking. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I have had recommendations from that server that were good. At a rate of 1 to 5.
Sure.
At a rate of 1 to 5, yeah. No,
it feels like most of the ones that you feature on this stream aren't in the good category.
Well, I mean,
that's
why
because
would
most
they be?
of the ones that I've considered good started off like okay, and then like actually started getting good like later on, where like it was very apparent the author actually knew what they were talking about, but they had a pretty rough start. And since we only cover the first chapter, a fairly rough start, okay first chapter is not really something that's exciting to talk about, so instead we're going to talk about this, which I don't know if you've noticed, but the title is already a red flag. It really does not inspire confidence that this is the title. It took 4 years. Fuck off, Pedro.
Brothers in Arms, Blood, and Dead Space.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Jorp's rating us with a party of 11.
Oh, wow, Jorp, welcome, Jorp. You're just in time to see Dead Space. Which I'm
he's not going to stick around as much as we wish he would.
No one's going to stick around. Jorp just kind of saps all of our viewer base these days and doesn't even bother to say hi anymore. I feel really lonely.
In his defense, he has consistent content.
Yeah.
I have consistent content too. I've had consistent content two times a week.
I don't think he relies on questionable guests like you do.
I mean, that's fair enough.
He
also has excessive amounts of money.
I actually haven't watched his streams. I just occasionally catch a coffee corner that he does, but that's rare.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is by Arco Steele. Alex and Jason, two boys, the closest of friends, once living normal lives, are somehow brought into the Dead Space universe in Isekai, a place they thought only existed within fiction. Now they must fight their way through necromorphs in order to find the thing they were brought to find.
Wow.
How to lose their virginity?
I don't really think you lose your virginity to a necromorph, my dude.
It's professional courtesy. I also love you guys. Thanks, Dorp. I appreciate you.
I mean, that wasn't what I was suggesting.
You said that, and you know how the internet is, okay?
I was gonna say, there's a number of perfectly normal, eligible women on that ship.
Anyway, so I was just saying, another great red flag for this summary is they repeat the name of the title in the summary. Because they go, watch as they become brothers in arms, blood, and dead space.
Why aren't we pushing?
Is that supposed to be clever, author?
Yeah, it's supposed to be clever, like, hey guys, I've referenced the title in the summary. Like, wow. Amazing.
Good. Finish that as a joke.
I want to say good job, but I hate you. Could you, stop being a Gamorrean on mic?
Sorry, I just have a bean stuck in my sinus cavity, and it's really uncomfortable.
I don't give a shit.
How did you manage that?
I
get... No, I've gotten, I once got a Cheerio stuck in a similar manner.
I one time laughed so hard, mac and cheese came out of my nose.
It really is annoying that they're hooked up to the same tube system like that. It's not great.
Yeah. Prefer if they weren't, but oh well.
Good times. I really appreciate this, body. Sometimes I'll take a nice big swig of vodka, and then I'll feel it in my ear, and I'll just be like, body.
Wait, what?
Why is there liquid
in
my ear?
No, those are still technically hooked up to the same tunnel system.
Hang on.
Yeah, that's one hell of a drink, though.
I know, but it makes it sound like his body's trying to trick him into thinking he's swimming in vodka.
I mean, that
I
may
mean,
be what he desires.
It would be like that unless for the part where it burns like a motherfucker.
Hey, at least you know your ears are not infected.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
You know what? That might be one of the ultimate cleaning solutions.
Fucking god,
Oh.
save me.
How
Anyway,
many stupid
so-
people could you get on the internet? But like, hey guys, try this one weird trick to clean your ears.
I don't know.
Here's this one weird trick for cleaning your ears. Pour vodka in.
Mm.
I
Wait,
mean,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Excellent idea.
people fucking thought that you could recharge their phone with their iPhones by putting them in microwaves. So I mean,
Okay.
probably get away with it.
Here's the thing. Those are iPhone users. We know they have brains.
Yeah, so just do it again.
Hey now, come
Everclear
on.
and your ears
I'll
will
fucking
always
do it
be
again.
clear. I wouldn't. I would not put Everclear into your anywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't put Everclear anywhere near you. Really.
I would not. Honestly, personally, I would never drink it. You would actually have to pay me to drink Everclear.
I would drink
much?
moonshine before I drank Everclear.
Well, I've drunk moonshine before.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I would sooner drink moonshine.
Right. So, another thing of note before we start, and I get too sidetracked, but so I brewed this tea, right? So I went on to Amazon and I was like, all right, I need some tea that'll help some issues I'm having internally, and they said nettle tea should help me. I'm like, okay, I'll get some nettle tea, and they wanted a ridiculous amount of money for the amount of tea bags that I could buy.
The
It was
person or where you went to get the tea?
Amazon.
Okay.
And it was like $17 for 25 tea bags. I'm just like, no. But then they're like, oh, well, actually, you can also pay $17 for a pound of tea. I'm like, well, how many cups does a pound of tea make? A lot. A lot of fucking cups. So I was like, alright, fine. If I have to pay $17 to get one tea or the other, I'll get the pound of loose leaf tea. So I brew the tea. I buy a strainer for it, and then I get my old teacup out, and I pour the water into the tea, and I put the stuff in the strainer, and I start brewing the tea. Yeah, and so I take the strainer out, it's done seeping, and I'm smelling this tea. I'm not really sure if what I bought was weed, grass, or stinging nettles.
Oregano, maybe?
Because
I feel like you should know that.
I'm not really sure
Why not all three?
what stinging nettles taste like, or smell like.
But it's not tea.
But this definitely smells like weed. This definitely smells like weed.
And we're in Vermont, so there's a non-zero chance that that is what it is.
It's distinct. It's from Bulgaria, apparently, and I.
Oh god. Yeah, you're gonna want to burn that ASAP, preferably from far away.
Why?
Fucking Bulgarian. Probably fucking like a roofie or something.
Well, he lives alone in his
What
own
would
house.
that accomplish?
I don't fucking know, dude. Look,
I'll roofie
before you know it,
his
you'll
fucking tea, and then when he
Look.
falls unconscious. Oh wait a second! I didn't think this through.
yeah. Look, before you know, you'll wake up in a ditch in fucking Sofia without your kidneys.
Oh yeah, don't you just
Like-
hate when you lose your kidneys?
Oh,
Yeah.
come on now.
look,
Hold on a second. I'm pretty sure that this man's kidneys would continue functioning regardless of, like, he would continue to gain the benefits from them, regardless of whether or not they remained in his body.
I
Honestly,
mean,
I'm
yeah,
not even sure if my
of
kidneys
course.
function at this point. So
But like still. Then he couldn't sell them himself. You know? Still a theory.
my mother always did joke that she never really had to worry about someone kidnapping me because they would likely just drop me back off, saying, "Please take them back."
Yeah. That would surprise me.
Not a healthy
Exactly, October 6th.
That's
Okay,
Not
but she's
correct.
probably not wrong.
She wasn't wrong. I didn't fault
Yeah.
her for it. So anyway, let's get into this story. So this is the prologue called Taken. Yes. My name is Alex. There is no point in telling you my last name, because I have given up on that life. I am what you would see as a merely average man. I didn't do anything of particular worth. You see, I was 16 when it had gone down. And now, here I was with my best friend in the world. We were the closest you could get without being brothers. He had actually just turned 17. His name was Jason. You guys enraptured by this narrative yet?
No.
Yeah,
definitely fucking
definitely. I'm
thrilled.
totally not looking forward to my cookie timer going off.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Wait, there's a narrative?
Yes. You just get ready for it. It's gonna hit you like a whammy. Again, no point in telling you his last name, because he has also given up on that life. He and I were just sitting in his room talking. Jason was a larger guy, always had a bit of girth to him. His hair was dark brown and a bit on the wavy side. His lightly tanned face was always covered in a beard, air quotes, that he refused to admit was just stubble. He was also short-sighted, so he needed to wear glasses to cover his deep blue eyes.
Wait, short-sighted?
Yeah,
I
short-sighted.
think.
I know he means nearsighted, like still short-sighted. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like this author
He actually can't see short people, which is why he needs glasses.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
fair
I
enough.
just figured it was
So
like
I can't see Remy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, funny.
We've
Camouflage.
deduced that because Remy
I'll
is
stab him in the dick.
Norwegian, he is actually a dwarf.
Yeah,
that's
now,
incorrect.
for now.
Dwarves originate from Norway, so not
You know,
surprising.
rich, short.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have any
Yeah.
facial hair, so I can't really call
Actually,
him.
I do. I have some stubble, in fact.
Air
I have a
quotes.
So you're a
weird.
failure of a dwarf.
Look,
I mean,
soon,
honestly,
Gray.
we're saying
Soon.
short-bearded in Norwegian. We should probably just say gnomes because they're basically the same thing.
Oh, you just got gnomed.
God damn it.
I,
Wonderful assemblage
however,
of people we have.
was thinner than him. Wait,
I
Doesn't sound like you've set a real high bar there for that one, there, boyo.
it wasn't that I had a scrawny frame, but as my parents called it, I had a wiry build.
Your parents called it that
Bullshit.
because they didn't want to fucking.
Yeah, they didn't want to fucking insult you to your face about how unfit and unathletic you were. See, unlike you, author, my parents just flat out called me fat, and then I threw a log across the entire yard, so they were like, okay, well, at least you're strong.
That just makes you a Scotsman. I don't know if that's.
Yeah.
You sure you don't got Scot in you?
It's entirely possible, dude. Like, look, if someone's ever been exiled from their country, I'm probably related to them somehow.
Sneaky has the
Oh, yeah.
combined genetics of every alcoholic race in the world.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really do. You know,
Irish,
Italian,
probably Slovak,
Irish,
yeah, some type of Slav, yeah.
Dutch,
German, I imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What do you know?
so it's like, oh, wow. Why don't I know any of our Dutch family members? Oh, well, we're not allowed to go back there. Oh. I see.
Yeah.
What about the Germany? No, we're
Netherlands
not allowed
would
to
be
go
like
back there either.
Well, as
And
my
not since
grandmother
45.
once said, there's a reason why our name well, there's a reason why our last name was a certain last name, and there's a reason why we're not allowed to use it anymore.
Jesus.
I'm almost afraid to ask what is your last name. So don't think I've ever heard.
Yeah. We've done a lot of shit,
How
apparently.
bad did your family break that country?
Last name is
We're not
actually
allowed to go
Eichmann.
back to it. That's how bad we broke that country. We've been permanently banned.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The
You've been
server-
We're
banned from this
refugees,
server,
so
the
we've been
Netherlands.
thrown out. I know of at least
Boy.
7 countries that my family has been thrown out of. Let's expand this list.
I'm gonna make it 107.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
My
Check the
hair was always on the shorter side. You mean you cut your hair on the shorter side, okay? Your hair just isn't naturally short. And I was a dark brown, almost black color. No one's allowed to say anything. My eyes were a steel gray that I had gotten from my mother's side of the family. But while we were talking, I suddenly got the feeling of dread. No one's allowed to say anything. Like we were being watched, and before I could turn, I felt a sharp pain. I didn't have any time to register the impact of my body hitting the floor before Jason joined me. After that, I couldn't say I had any real semblance of time. I was just aware of voices, echoes, and phantom pains. I could faintly hear my own screams.
Why are we
Every
here?
sense was muted the whole
Stop her.
time. I
I'm
wondered
gonna
if
get something
this
more to drink.
was
I'll be right back.
it. Was something like to be high on painkillers. No, I can actually fully confirm being high on painkillers is significantly different from what you've just described, author.
I was gonna say, I've not been high on painkillers, so I wouldn't attempt to describe it. But what I
Would
can
you
tell
defend-
you is, if you want to read a decent self-insert isekai, Max and I recently updated ours.
Oh, did you know?
I'm gonna show your
Shameless
story.
plug is shameless.
Shameless
Look,
plug
if
is
people are
YouTube.
gonna read trash, I want them to at least read well-written trash.
I want them to
Fair
read
enough.
ours.
You could have just said you're trash.
Also, in other news, so since we're all shilling right now, everyone can go read my and Gray's story, Undying Scarab, which is definitely an amazing story that I don't degrade at every moment and opportunity.
Yeah, your grammar check needs some work there, boyos.
Yeah, it's not that great. I tried, but
Don't
I
ask
mean,
me.
if we're all gonna chill,
What
I
the
would
fuck?
chill my shit, but I don't.
you don't
have
write
shit.
anything.
You don't have anything to shill.
That's
Would
why
also
I.
chill, but
I
I
meant
And
like-
Remy is banned from shilling what he's written, so.
God damn it! I was about to do it. God damn it!
You have no right to, Remy.
You shut
Let's
your
see.
whore mouth.
Also, in other news, apparently I turn into a comedian when I'm high, according to my
Oh.
dentist. Because when I was getting my wisdom teeth taken out, they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna Novocaine the local area." They say as they took out this big ass drill that they had to drill into my jaw with. I'm like, "Do you guys do that laughing gas stuff?" And they're like, "I mean, yeah, but there's like a 2% chance you don't wake up." I'm like, "I don't care. I'm not gonna be awake." Well, you fucking put that in my mouth. I'm like,
Yeah.
"You know what? That's fair." And so then they gas me, and they're like, "Count back from 15." I'm like, 15, 14. I get down to 1. I'm like, how much longer do I need to count for this? Like, what the fuck?
Wait, you didn't get local to have your wisdom teeth removed?
No, I got gas, dude. Fuck that.
It ain't that
I
bad.
I also
No,
got
I
gas when I
don't
got
think you understand. I am resistant to painkillers.
No,
they
he.
ha-
He's resistant to medication.
They had to dose me 14 times with Novocaine at one point in time when the normal dose for what they were doing was 1 shot. because of the sheer level of resistance I have to painkillers, I could still fucking feel them cutting my gum.
I was gonna say, here's the thing, right? If
Fucking-
if Sneaky was an RPG character, he would have like 85% status resistance.
Like, and you don't understand. I woke up. After the surgery was over, I woke up an hour and 30 minutes before they expected me to wake up with the dose they gave me. And they were fucking terrified. They're like, oh no, he's gonna start screaming now. In pain. Because the painkillers wore off. And no, I didn't. Apparently, I don't remember any of this, by the way. I fell asleep in the dentist chair and woke up back in my apartment. I have no memory between those 2 points.
Yep, sneaky moment.
So I woke up, apparently, according to my dentist, because I told my dentist afterwards, I'm like, why do I have this pill bottle, and what happened? And they're like, they gave me Oxy, first off.
Okay, listen, of all the human beings that should not possess Oxy,
Why on earth would they give you
They
Oxy?
gave me a fucking extra large dosing of Oxy, and they're like, yeah, you better take these pretty frequently, because you should be in massive amounts of pain. I wasn't. But according to them, I woke up, and the first thing I did was start telling tooth jokes. And they're like, are you fine to drive? And I'm like, yeah, boy, sure I am. And I just walked out. And they're like, well, okay, if he can walk out just fine, I guess he's all right. So, so I drove home, apparently high on laughing gas.
Yes, you had a good time.
I'm a good driver, apparently. Because even when blacked out, I didn't crash.
that's not how that works.
It really isn't, but this is sneaky, so.
But yeah, no, I never used that pill of, I never used any of the Oxy. Because they were like, you should be in excruciating pain. I'm just like, I don't feel any different than normal.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if that says something or not.
yeah.
Anyway, so, yeah, enough about my stories about being high on painkillers. But that thought didn't last too long. After a time, I felt like I was sitting on something. I tried moving my hand, but when I did, I felt resistance. Like something was covering it and my whole arm. Slowly but surely, I began to notice a slight pressure on my whole body. Looking down, I was met with the sight of an eerie, white metal that had a distinctly familiar look. On my chest was what looked to be semi-rib cage armor design and a metal panel that displayed some sort of information that my clouded mind couldn't make out. I looked
Does
down
it
to my
got any
left.
good?
Hmm?
Did this get any good while I was gone?
Oh no,
No.
I was telling a
No.
story how about I got high on painkillers at my dentist appointment, and they double dosed me with laughing gas, but I still got up an hour ahead of time and walked out.
You see, kid,
SneakyDevil.png.
Sneaky is what's known as a genetic aberration and too ugly to die.
I mean, I guess we could also just say he's a fucking blank at this point,
Yeah,
since he
it
seems to
fucking
be
runs in my family, apparently, with my fucking sister in consideration. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. She's 5 times over the overdose limit for her weight class. Still
I was gonna say,
fucking alive.
here's the thing. I can't judge if she's too hideous to die because I haven't seen her.
That's fair. She is.
I mean, I've only got your
Sneaky
word
logic,
for
indeed. Yes, I see. When I get drunk or excessively high on any other substance, I actually become too powerful as my will becomes unshackled from my mind, and I subject reality to my own opinions.
Uh-huh. Yeah, if that was the case, you still wouldn't be poor.
Look, getting that high requires a lot of alcohol. Okay.
Sneaky, you are not Magnus the Red.
You don't know that.
You
Okay.
are not a fucking psyker.
You don't know that.
Okay, actually, you know what? Hear me out. What if everything is Sneaky's fault because he is Magnus?
What if I'm fucking Azeroth, you know?
Magnus did nothing
What
wrong.
if all of reality is just my dream?
Oh my god,
Yeah, what if
please
he died in the hospital?
wake the fuck up.
Or died in that dentist chair?
Wake
What
the
if I
fuck up.
died in the
Like
dentist?
fucking hallucinations
You know,
that you're.
it would really explain a fucking lot if I died in that dentist chair, because life got really weird past that point.
Sneaky, you're in a simulation. This is a call for help. You have to wake up.
No, I don't feel like waking up.
Actually, Sneaky, you just need to just let go. Let it
just
end.
let go.
It's
yeah.
better for
Yeah.
mankind.
Yeah, you know what? I
Yeah,
was thinking
please.
about that. But I was like, wait a second. If I get to hell, what happens if they throw me out?
No, Sneaky. That's not how that works. They'll just be like, "Oh, we've got a special fucking room for you."
We actually created a new
do it
level
like throw
just for
people
you.
out.
Sneaky
No,
starts
they
making
do
like
in fact
the
throw
people
out.
there
Don't
laugh.
worry about that.
No, they really don't.
No, they do.
No, they
No,
really don't.
They really don't.
Well, I mean, how do you? I mean, the Jews did get expelled from almost every single country on Earth, including ones
Yeah,
that
I
aren't.
had a real I had a real Dragon Break moment. You know, it's a normal chim things. So anyway, on blah 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 helmet blah blah blah. It looked like an elite suit helmet blah blah blah. It can't be, I thought. There's no way it could be. My train of thought was suddenly cut off when the blue screen of death popped up in front of me, confirming my previously denied thoughts.
For
Really?
error, it said.
Really, B-Sod.
CEG mission status update. USG Callion to Aegis system primary mission assets. Alexander Argent, assault close combat weapons engineer ship specialist.
Boy, that's a lot of titles.
Jason Steele, engineering and weapons combat specialist.
hold on a
top
second.
marksman extreme edition.
I'm not the only one who thinks Jason Steele sounds like
Game
a
of
bad
the Year
porn
edition.
name, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Dante from Devil May Cry.
Kendra Daniels, computer specialist. Zach Hammond, chief security officer. Directive A, locate mining vessel, USG Ishimura. Directive B, diagnose blackout. Time to contact 3 minutes. Oh shit, Jason and I were in dead space.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
I really wish there was a Directive C. Die.
Directive C, get fucked, bitch.
Directive C, die alone.
Directive C, get fucked.
Oh, I don't want to put you there. I want to put you here. Alright, let's get on to the next story. That wasn't like terrible, but it was pretty bad, to be real. It was really boring. It was just so fucking boring. Let's see. How do you guys feel about a Naruto fanfic?
Positively racist.
I'd like
Excellent.
to die.
So, do you guys want Everyone Has Darkness or Naruto Altered History?
Let's do the altered history. Maybe it'll be a coffee shop AU. And then hopefully Sneaky will suffer an aneurysm from rage.
I'm down.
What's the Sneaky and coffee shop they use? I don't get it.
I just really hate stories that generally completely distance themselves from every facet of the fanfic they're writing for, because fanfiction is the fiction written by fans, fans meaning fanatics, fanatics meaning fervent believers in something. So if you declare yourself a fan of Naruto, for example, but then you're like, what if I wrote a coffee shop AU where Naruto and Sasuke are gay for each other, Chakra doesn't exist, and it's taking place in 2016. Portland, Oregon.
I read that. Didn't.
And
You
it's
mean
just like,
hell, or did you mean port, or did you mean a different city?
yes,
Not funny, but
funny, man.
his point is entirely justified. Like, that's the thing, right? Like,
It's not Naruto.
okay. I don't like these words, but I agree with Sneaky.
Yeah, it's just not Naruto at that point. I don't know why you're calling yourself a fan or why you're calling it fan fiction when you're literally just like using a DLC cosmetic skin for your really shit Tumblr story where you enact all your sick fantasies using characters that you claim to like.
Probably the only reason why those are popular is because it also appeals to other people's fantasies. So
No, it really doesn't. So we're gonna do Everyone Has Darkness.
Okay.
And this is either gonna be hilariously good or hilariously bad.
that
Prediction time.
No.
Which one are you hoping for?
Spoiler alert, it's gonna be hilariously bad.
Yeah, well, of course.
So
I
long
feel
as
like
it's
you're
at
being a
least
little premature there.
Is
Is there no? Are we not doing a prediction this time? Can I
as
not earn
long
like
as it's
100K?
not boring.
We can't promise you
Alright,
that
so
one.
before we start this next fic, I do want to shame someone. So,
Oh, boy.
Gray and I had recently released a new chapter, Finally.
yeah, this guy.
Yep.
and we had an interesting individual comment on our story, saying that we should have skipped all this boring stuff where she is a villain and started the story directly where she's a good guy now, having traumatic flashbacks of when she was evil, and that we should just go right to the middle of the story because the start's boring.
Oh
mean-
yeah, you guys were complaining about him.
They're
Yeah.
obviously stupid and wrong.
They also had a bunch of complaints
shit.
about the narrative of the story, where like Taylor isn't shown resisting mind control and all this other stuff, but then also admitted they only read like the first chapter instead of, all of the subsequent chapters that literally addressed every single point they had to complain about. Yeah.
They
So-
also made claims about every character needing to be sympathetic.
Yeah, they also made a claim that you need to write every character as sympathetic, otherwise there's no point in reading a story if you don't sympathize with every single character in it.
I feel like that's not true.
That's
At all.
not true.
It's not true.
This is the same kind of person who, when they're an English language arts teacher, they tell you that every story has to have like a big conflict, not understanding that's not necessary for a good story.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to have a big bad guy antagonist for a good story. You don't need big conflict. You don't have to sympathize with everyone either.
Yeah.
Sometimes the villain is just an asshole.
Sometimes your main character is the villain.
Yeah. Sometimes your hero, though considered a good person, is just a shitbag who happens to do good things.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that do tend to be how things work.
So speaking of shitbag heroes, let's get into this story. Everyone Has Darkness. Is this written by the same guy who wrote Remu Fights the Darkness?
No. Sadly.
Okay,
It's
just
not
tasted the
by the guy who
NLT. Doesn't
Remu
taste like weed.
Fights the bad
We're
guys
good.
of a darkness. No. Not weed tea? Shame.
It's not weed, no. It doesn't taste like weed. It just tastes like...
Oh, there's
Grass.
Oh, no, there's a part.
I mean, as entertaining as it would be to hear
Does it
Sneaky,
taste like darkness?
and darkness.
darkness.
hello,
I mean, you've already
darkness,
heard
my
me when
old
I'm
friend.
high. I can go get fucking drunk right now. I got like fucking 8 bottles of Jameson over here.
No,
do not.
no.
Could. Just saying.
I know you could. Please do not.
So anyway, a boy known to everyone. A hero everyone depended on. In reality, never existed. Naruto returns after his training trip. Different. But was it a sudden change? Or maybe he just didn't change at all? Dark, strong Naruto with gargantuan harem. Mega crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they asked a question in the summary after already giving the answer to that question.
Yeah,
Excellent.
major red flag. Major red flag. Never ask a question in your summary that you're either going to answer within the first chapter, in the summary, or with the title of the story.
I have a single question, but why though?
Vetoes still don't exist.
I
God damn
wasn't
it.
vetoing. I was asking, but why though?
Konahakura no Seto. The strongest village of the great 5 shinobi nations. It's shinobi villages, there aren't any shinobi nations.
I mean,
Uh,
the village hidden in the leaves
oh,
is
God.
absolutely large enough to be a nation
Yo.
unto itself.
No, it's actually
Sneaky.
not. You see, the thing is with the village hidden in the leaves is actually they're a subsidiary of the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
They
Sneaky.
don't actually control the Fire Nation.
Check the guy's profile. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
Oh no.
It's gonna be bad, isn't it?
Oh.
In a good way.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's water he's adding to his tea.
I just searched the link. It's appeared before in November.
Wait, as a review or as just someone posting it?
In the Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I know.
did someone post it, or was it me posting it?
I only
you
I only
posted it
checked.
actually.
You posted it in this channel.
Oh, did I?
Mm-hmm.
I only checked because this sounded familiar.
Huh. Well, no need to veto then.
All right, yeah, we're just gonna skip this story then. Don't worry, we'll still check out his profile though, 'cause I don't think we
yeah,
checked that
so.
out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm jumping around here. Yeah, this is looking familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. now that I was going through this,
Yeah,
it's coming back to me.
Oh yeah.
He knocked me out. Yup. Flashback to the border, and then Naruto shows up with a bunch of fucking powers. Yeah, and he fucking
You're
beats up
finally awake.
Tsunade. Yup, okay. We've been here before.
Yeah.
Sneaky's
This
metal tea has become very
trash.
twisted.
I've been here before.
This trash. Hand me that thing. Your soul.
Your dark soul.
Oh, that's another thing we got. That's another quote we got out of Callie on her 12-hour stream.
It was excellent.
Someone paid her $100 to say in her most Gale the Slave Knight voice, because she actually does play Dark Souls a lot, so she knew exactly what they were talking about,
Oh,
to
people.
say his line.
Oh, good.
So she actually did a really good job on it, but instead of finishing it properly, she give me your Dark Soul. I need it for Ina's painting.
I mean, that's accurate.
I hope
Yeah.
there's art of that of Ina as the painter girl now.
Oh, we
with
need it.
Callie handing that over.
Someone
Oh,
needs to
I hope it's
commission that.
I hope it's just Ina who draws it.
Oh, that'd be good. Commission
It
Ina
would.
to draw Ina. Drawing.
Ina, this is gonna sound weird. I need you to draw yourself.
I need you to draw yourself drawing.
I need you to draw yourself drawing about another drawing.
Indeed. So anyway, this author's profile is fucking something else. Oh Jesus Christ! Profile updated 2014. Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, I feel kind of bad
you
taking
know-
shots at someone who isn't here to defend themselves.
The first two lines
That's
are kind of
okay.
ironic.
Okay, to hell with it. Yes, that is not a damn lie. I am officially back and kicking and punching and F you know. But if you really wish to know, I have made such a
no
bad
one's clipped
decision
it yet. Damn it.
that made me really rethink my whole life, but I think that I'm finally over it so I can start writing again. And I'm full of MFing ideas. MFing. Okay. So if you like, I'm going to present you a list of stories I will be launching. You're making yourself sound way more important than you actually are. along with EHD2. Some will be out, some will not be out. Wait, wait. I'm going to be launching the following stories, but some of them will not be launched.
Yeah,
Okay, very interesting.
they will be out, except, you know, they...
But they're definitely all going to launch eventually. Now, without further ado, story number 1, The Dark Slayer. Naruto. Dark Naruto. The entire story is based on Naruto having different goals in life.
As opposed to...
I guarantee Naruto will not be as strong as he is in canon. Okay? Story number 2. The name is Hunter. A Harry Potter story that I promised a long time ago. The main idea is that Harry Potter was mysteriously lost during his short trip with Hagrid when he was 9.
Why would Hagrid have him when he was 9? I thought they don't go to school until 10.
Yes, I thought it was 11.
They don't go to Hogwarts until 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the year they turn 11.
Yeah, like that's when they start getting magic bullshit letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And
those are just
instead
the
of his loving relatives, little Harry was found by a retired soldier. What? So
Okay.
as a result, Harry grows up with the desire to kill people for money.
that
Oh, hang on. Was he raised by a soldier or a merc?
Apparently, yes.
There's a big difference.
no. Hold on a second. He's not even being raised by a mercenary. He's being raised by a psychopath.
Yeah, actually.
And I mean that in the literal sense. Like, the average soldier does not, at least nowadays anyway, does not like what they do.
No, there's a fair amount of soldiers that go back into the military business for money, but it's not to kill people for money. It's because it's all they know. Like, they're like, okay, well, I've spent my entire, adult life learning how to shoot people, and that's all I know how to do. So I guess I'll just go back in and get paid for it.
Way better for it. Right? Like the ones who go, it's the ones who bother to do a Google search and go, wait, I can get paid how much?
Yeah, effectively.
To get shot at 85% less?
Yeah, effectively, yeah. Those kind of... Now, don't get me wrong. There is the sort of people that, like, leave the military and are like, all right, time to go shoot people for bigger money because I love shooting people.
Yes, but those are a vast minority.
Yeah, and they usually die. They usually die because they're really addicted to shooting people, so they usually end up getting shot themselves. That's usually how that story ends.
But that aside, so that's just like crazy person talk.
Yeah, and you raise a kid to be like that? That's okay. However, at the age of 11, he learns that he's actually a wizard, and gets himself tricked into studying.
Lizard is far more exciting. Also, just aside, like, even a Fire Emblem game, when it was like, we need an excuse for why the player's self-insert is super good at combat, and it's like, what's his excuse? Well, your parents who raised you were knights who worked for the crown, and so they were basically raised you to be a knight all day, right? You don't grow up like, yeah, I'm gonna stab people for money. It's, I'm going to stab people for my country.
Yeah, which is it hits a little bit different.
It hits a lot bit different.
So anyway, he gets tricked into learning magic, which is a little bit weird.
Okay.
Excuse me, what?
Sure.
I want to kill people when I grow up. Wait, do you want to learn magic? What do you mean magic? Like turning a vase into an alligator, or turning a popcorn stand into a gun? No, that's dumb. I want to shoot people with guns. Well, okay.
Based.
What? It's like,
Fuck magic, return to gunpowder.
fuck magic, return to black powder, apparently. Powers. He will be absolutely abysmal at magic and will rely on firearms and explosions. Pairings. Harry times Fleur. Like, honestly, that just sounds really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. As stupid as Rowling is, she was intelligent enough to go, guns makes my problem go away.
Yeah. Well, not only that, if you're really going to pull that, if you're really going to call your story, My Name is Hunter, if you're really going to pull that angle, pull the Witcher angle. Just be like, okay, well, you know, he's really pretty shit at magic because he's really not interested in it. It's not that he's so much his skill level is bad. He's actually really good at what little he knows. He's just really not interested in learning anymore because what he learned was actually just pretty good for what he wanted to do, which was kill shit.
Well, no, in the case of the Witchers, it's not. It's really more of a.
I'm aware. Look, I'm aware of Witcher's magic. I'm just saying, if you really want to go down that line of like him not having a lot of magic and him relying more on non-magic shit, just have him learn like a bunch of like fucking simple charms or like one or two spells that he's really interested in casting. And the reason why he's not good at magic isn't because he's not skilled at it. He's actually really skilled at it. He's just completely uninterested in learning magic that isn't oriented around killing people.
Honestly, I think it would make more sense for him to learn magic about building camps, etc.
You would think that, right? You would think that, right? But this author is
Building camps, you say?
But this author is mentally deficit, so you know.
By the way, it should be pointed out, 4 story ideas. This profile was updated in 2014. None of these have been written. And the last update he had on any story was 2017.
Yeah, it's actually hilarious that none of these are written, and the ones that are written are not any of these. Not any of the ones listed here.
Curious, isn't it?
So, story number 3, Crime and Reward. Yet another Harry Potter story that's totally different this time. It was actually inspired by a Harry isn't going to die today memo. What?
The fuck is that?
So when Harry learns the truth about himself, Dumbledore, and Voldemort, and then he himself must die, he actually went and died, ? Oh no, he didn't.
What?
Powers. Can't use normal magic. Instead, uses chakra to reinforce his body. Okay. I'm not sure how that has anything to do with crime and rewards. Or anything else in that summary. Story number 4 is a Code Geass story. How are you guys feeling about this author so far? Got good feelings?
Yeah. Great fucking feeling.
Ah, yes, I see.
Alright, so the spaghetti's done, so I'm gonna go eat that while it's hot.
Yeah,
I'll be back.
you do that, yeah.
Oh.
A possible
Please,
Code
it's not like
Geass
I'm missing
story
anything valuable here.
that I have already started writing, but decided not to upload. Thank fucking God. The idea is, well, I don't like What If Beginnings, but it's definitely a What If Beginning story. Well, here it goes. I'm just telling you now. You see, I think Lowouch's main weakness and the source of all of his mistakes is his sister.
I'm sorry, can I get you back up for a second and pronounce that name again?
Lowouch?
Lewouch.
Lowouch?
Lelouch.
It's supposed to be Lelouch, but like...
Yeah.
Lowouch?
I kind of wish there was a Bridge series where that's how his name was pronounced.
Look, man, if you don't want your name to be pronounced La'ouch, then don't have your name be written La'ouch. What if his mistake was loving his sister Noonally, and what if he didn't love her instead?
Wait, what?
What?
Source of all his
Really?
oh wait, source of his mistakes was his sister.
Oh yeah, so
Wait.
basically, he thinks.
Louch's powers will be a stronger body with a different geas. Pairings.
Not
Liouch harem.
illusion.
Yes, power evolution time. It's time to digital evolve into stronger form.
Yes, the loose evolve into retard.
Let's see here. A high school DxD and a dungeon
Lao.
story. How do you guys feel about that?
We just
wait,
read
hold on.
DxD and a dungeon story a couple days ago.
Actually, this one's actually really good. Actually, I'm gonna.
Really?
I'm actually gonna. Yeah.
Wow,
So
sneaky thing.
this is a completed 1 million word high school
God.
DxD
Wow.
story
Damn.
that's part of a 3-part series.
Damn.
Christ.
So this is
So
actually
reading
part
all of
2.
this?
Yeah, I've actually read all of it. I've caught up.
Oh no, I meant, are we reading all of it on the
Oh no, no, hell no.
Of course.
I've actually caught up on this story, and it's currently sitting at like 2.5 million words. Yeah, it's a little bit long, but he actually has 1 million words, so about 10 books of purely Don Machi story before he even introduces DxD into the crossover. And this is part 2 where he finally introduces DxD into the crossover. And does it properly too, by having an actual crossover event happen in the story. Where they literally cross over. And then, when they finally return in part 3, spoiler alert, it stops being a crossover. When in part 3, when they actually return from DxD, all of the DxD powers that relied on the DxD universe being the DxD universe stop working. Because they're no longer in the DxD universe. So, like...
Yeah.
So the last part is pointless.
What?
The way you're describing it makes it sound as if the whole second part was pointless.
Oh, no. The second part was actually extremely important to the story. It's just all of the power-ups that explicitly relied on DxD itself existing don't work in Don Machi. Because the things they rely on, like God existing, doesn't exist in Don Machi. So they return and they're like, oh, shit. It's actually very important that happens too. It's a really good story. The author puts a lot of fucking effort into it. I'm not gonna say he's great at writing, and I'm not gonna say that his spag is amazing, but he puts a lot of fucking effort into it, and he updates every single week, okay? So it's like, all right, you know what? At this point, I'll back off. So I will, however, link this
Drop the
author.
link, I guess. Yeah, sure. Just drop the link.
Yeah, I'll link the author in fanfic. So instead, we're going to do... We just did a Naruto story. We talked about DxD, so why don't we do a DxD story? Yeah.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah.
By all means.
I will. Thank you.
Excellent.
So, this is actually a V2. This is a V2 story.
All right, already off to a brilliant start then.
Oh, great start. Red flag right there, V2 story. So this is a high school DxD.
I've actually brought into V2 stories that were clear improvements. It's a shame that we have yet to meet a single one on this stream
I know, right?
in our 4 years.
Through tragedy, Issei has awakened a power which places him as a predator, a dominant being of the planet. What? As the 8th predator, he must defend the planet from a force beyond his current means. Ideals clash, blood is shed, and hearts are broken to protect that which he loves most dear. But can he do it? He has become Y Drake Goach, Slight AU, OP Issei, original characters Predators 1 through 7. So, I've actually seen this idea somewhere before.
No.
I've seen this story before. Hello, Carrot. I've actually seen a Heart of Glass actually used a similar idea.
Yeah.
Which is a Fate Stay Night story in which the Predators exist, and they're supposed to be basically living counter guardians who are supposed to actively fight against Gaia, and Gaia also is replacing the murder beast. What's its face?
Cathpulog?
The fourth.
Or
No, the
Primal Murder? Or
the Primate of Murder, yeah. So Gaia replaces the Primate of Murder, and Alea's response to that.
Primal Murder.
Yeah, whatever.
Knowing Fate, there probably is a primate-based Beast of Calamity.
Just
And,
checked. This guy did Heart of Glass.
yeah, Heart of Glass is actually really good. It's actually also really funny because this is not really a spoiler. At one point in the story, Shiro does end up meeting Gaia because Gaia's working her way through the Predators. Except the fire that Shiro went through burned away his humanity, as it did in canon. Except because he was a predator, he was both humanity and the concept of sword. But when humanity is burned away, all that's left is sword. And without humanity, a sword is not a sword, it's a fang. And so when Gaia meets Shiro, Gaia's like, "Ah, I see. Very clever. Pretend to be human, and the humans will not kill you."
Oh no. It's learning.
The small issue here is, Gaia is not human, and does not understand humans beyond how to look like one.
Yep.
And, hilarity ensues.
Oh, I bet it does.
But no, honestly, it's actually a really good story. I'm really sad that it updates so slowly. But yeah, it's another really good story. So anyway, author's note: a revise of 2-3-15. Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking a chance to read 8th the Dragoon. I greatly appreciate it and hope you like it as well. A note before this story kicks off. Most of the notes in later chapters are out of date. And second, I've made a great deal of mistakes in this story. Like with math. I fully accept my math is terrible. And I also regret not actually researching how Issei's sacred gear works at all.
Wait, what? You find out the moment he gets it what it does.
Yeah.
That is explained in the same chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I don't remember. It might have been the next one after. But
Around that point, yeah.
there's an immediate explanation.
Yeah.
Oh, I double your power, kid. Every 10 seconds. Like, how do you not?
Yeah, it's actually pretty
There's
easy.
no research needed.
Barely
Unless
an
you
inconvenience.
read DXD.
Wow.
He's never read DXD. I've made corrections here and there, but I left some things there to remind myself of my mistakes. I purposely did not correct my own story, because I wish to remind myself of the mistakes I've made. That is... It's a very interesting take, author.
I don't know if I should applaud or not, because most people wouldn't leave their mistakes up like that. Of course, most people who would do that would say, so here's the rewrite, go look at it instead.
Yeah. I'm really confused on this one. You know I really put a lot of dents and scratches in your car when I was painting it, but I took most of them out, but I left a few there to remind myself of them. Like, so you know they're there, but you're not removing them. So on the off chance you ever read your own story, you can
Again.
remind yourself that you fucked up. Why? Are you afraid your insect brain is gonna regress and forget all of the mistakes you corrected? Like, what? I've purposely made my story worse because I want to make sure I remember that I'm not good. Oh, okay. Well, you do you, author, I suppose. I refuse to hide my mistakes under the carpet of corrections. I'm curious to see how far that gets you in college. When someone tells you made a mistake somewhere and you're like, I refuse to change this mistake. I must remind myself of where I've been. It's like,
Brilliant.
okay, buddy. Yeah, you do you. I'll just be over here, not in your classrooms anymore. And if you ever feel like, you really gotta send a message, can I just, let me, I'll give you my phone number, give me a text, and I won't come to school that day.
You're telling that story, are
I
you?
feel like that went really dark.
Another thing, as I've been told to mention by my peers, this story is a crossover between High School DxD and an original story that I have not posted.
Well, then it's not
Just
crossover.
go write your original story, man!
Expect to be confused by the lore.
Don't worry. I'm already prepared.
I might explain most of it.
Oh, boy.
That's not how
Now,
any
with
of it
saying all the things
works.
that I said, without further ado, and no more delay, let's get on with the show.
No, please keep delaying.
He wants to get multiple PMs about the same mistakes over and over again as a reminder. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Alright. Since this author has asked for it, I wholeheartedly endorse everyone politely as possible reminding the author of his mistakes. Just remember, he asked for this.
And this is how Sneaky loses his Twitch channel.
He asked for it.
Also, what you're saying about original works he hasn't posted, he has posted them
Oh, he has finally posted them.
on Fiction Press.
Oh, interesting. When did he do that?
Good answer. Thank you.
Very interesting. Thank you, Shadow.
Act 1 was 2016.
Okay, so about a year after he finished this story, he posted his original story. Interesting. Lately, should one turn on the television and watch the nightly news station? Which one? Particularly
The nightly news station. Is this being written by an old man?
Yes.
What?
No. I also tune into nins.
Ah, yeah.
Particularly in relation to world events, it wasn't uncommon to have the broadcast give a report about the newest mystery. Within the past 3 years, terrible events had been prevented by the arrival of what could be described as a red blur. Planes landing safely after failing due to sabotage or malfunctions. Okay, also, that really does not happen as often as you think it does. Like, in the fucking slightest. Invading forces in third world countries were halted no matter what side they were on or for what reason they had to fight. Interesting. So Issei is the UN, except more competent. That's not uplifting.
Also not a particularly high bar, but...
Yeah. Even to... Wait. They were stopped no matter what reason they had to fight, even if it was by petty robberies, muggings, kidnappings, rapings, and all of the criminals were found bound in front of police stations. I'm actually really highly amused by this, that the idea that Issei is going around hog-tying rapers in Africa and throwing them in front of police stations, when you know how they deal with accused rapers in Africa? They kill them.
Yep.
Pretty brutally,
That's
actually.
Africa for you.
So I'm really curious as to why you would subject someone to being burned alive with a tire filled with gasoline around their neck.
Oh yeah. You know, that's a good question.
really flexing your morals right there, author / Issei.
I mean, to be fair, Issei... Here's the thing. You can't write a character who's more intelligent than you, but in that case, this works perfectly, because Issei is dumb as a sack of bricks, and so's the author.
I mean, that's actually, you know what, that's actually fair. That's actually really fair. Still, I just... I was trying to read a story recently where the main character was just so fucking up his own ass. Like, it was supposed to be a Don Machi gamer story, in which, and the reason why it's not on this list, you know, because it was just so boring. The first chapter was just so fucking boring. But basically, it's this guy who knows what the gamer system is, who, you know, he's heard about it, and he doesn't know about Don Machi, but he gets the general gist of it because the gaming system gives him a notification every morning about how he's in Don Machi, and that there's gods that exist, and, you know, familias and adventurers and fauna and dungeon. And the gaming system is like, if you want to return home, get to the last floor of the dungeon. And he doesn't get armor. He doesn't buy weapons. He doesn't buy health potions. He knows how to speak the local language, by the way. He doesn't go to the guild and get help or a map or told what monsters are there. Or, you know, like he doesn't get any of the explanations.
He doesn't want to go home.
No, he definitely wants to go home because the author keeps repeating, has the main character keep repeating how every single day his goal is to go down one more floor per day. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He just wants to Leroy Jenkins it, not understanding that once you get to floor 7, shit gets real.
Yeah, he got to floor 7 and shit got fucking real and almost died. And he was like, oh no, that was really hard. How am I supposed to get down lower? Man. Also, the author basically showed him being a complete fucking prick the entire time. Like, oh, I don't need their information. I just want to go home. I don't need armor. I won't need armor when I get home. I won't need weapons when I get home. And it's just like, bruh. Like, he has the fucking main character harp on and on and on and on and on and on about how he really wants to get home and how he just has to get to the bottom of the dungeon. But it's like, bro, you don't even know how deep the dungeon is because you ignored the guild trying to tell you this information. Like, he literally went to the guild to learn how to get into the dungeon, lied about having a Falna to the guild, claiming that he was part of the Yahweh Familia.
I'm pretty sure they would check that, by the way.
They do. And then just ignoring Ina when Ina said all the stuff about the dungeon. And he's like, I don't need to know any information about the dungeon. I'll just get to the bottom of it and then go. And it's like, bruh.
Don't ignore the taco.
Never mind.
It would be one thing if he didn't want to go home.
No, it's not even that. It'd be one thing if they're like, oh, well, the game is telling me a bunch of information. I don't need to know local information. The game's telling me it all. But the author explicitly talks several times about how the game doesn't even explain what his stats are beyond the numbers for them. Like, he's like, what's VIT? I don't understand. What STIR is? What does that even stand for? What is Wiz?
How old is this person meant to be?
26.
I'm sorry,
so he's just never played an RPG then?
He's never played literally any
he literally
RPG.
goes, I know it's an RPG, and I know that I'm in it, but I just don't understand what these stats are.
Oh my god.
If you reverse the numbers, then it would make more sense.
And he literally goes into the dungeon with no armor, no weapons, and only knowing Earth Spike as a spell. And just
so first of
spams
all,
Earth Spike until he runs out of
it
mana.
won't really take him that long to get home because, like, as soon as he joins a Familia, it's going to be disgusting because he's going to have two different systems, both of which contain
Yeah, except for his first perk he ever gained.
Yeah?
His first perk that he ever gained upon ending up in Danmachi is called Outsider, and it reads as something like, Fate means nothing to you. The gods and their blessings are useless. You are an outsider, and you must do everything your own way.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. It just means he's limited to he's still limited to a broken system.
Oh, totally, except he's a fucking dipshit and refuses every bit of information ever handed to him by anyone.
Sure.
Anyway, so then the author completely butchers the timeline by having the Loki Familia celebrate Eyes leveling up and having Bete talk about, what's his face, Bell, being covered in Minotaur blood and him screaming like a baby. And then they have the Minotaur scene where Bell is being chased by a Minotaur and screaming like a baby. After that.
I see. Also, just a side note, this is me personally.
Yeah.
I would not want to go home. Even if I wasn't allowed to, like, benefit from any of the stuff from a Familia, still wouldn't want to go home.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'd just be like, alright, this is pretty fucking cool. I'll get to the dungeon. I'll get to the bottom of the dungeon one day, maybe. Who knows?
Listen, I would be like, hey, how about instead, if I get to the bottom of the dungeon, can I drag my friends here?
Dick.
I wouldn't honestly, I wouldn't be, you know what? I could make a killing.
I really would not want to be in Danmachi. I'm gonna be real with you. I would not want to be in Danmachi. It's not a good world to be in. Yeah. It's better than most, but it's still not really that great of a world to be in.
I mean, as long as you're not actually dungeon diet, like, look at it this way: we could become amazing authors in Danmachi.
I suppose so.
The stories we've absorbed over the last 20+ years of our lives.
True enough.
Why go dungeon diving when I could just get rich off of dime novels?
You could do a coffee AU.
That sounds like a light novel. That sounds like a light novel title.
You know what, Max? Go ahead, write it. I
sell
bet
sell
you'll
it
become
sell it on
famous.
Royal Road, Max. Set up a Patreon and sell a chapter on Royal Road. Just every fucking week.
What the fuck is Royal Road?
It's basically an Amazon self-publishing service. You can upload a chapter Well, it's sort of like basically fan fiction that you can upload it per chapter, but it's all original works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a minimum price that I can set?
No, it's. I don't think it has a donation system, but I don't think there's a buying price.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, no, donation system works too.
Yeah, go ask Orpheus.
There was one
they
worm
will.
crack fic where Taylor Shard was ported to Aurario as a human. Oh, that one. I don't know. It really missed with me. It really missed. The Queen Administrator was Taylor, but was in Danmachi, and I was the first chapter just really lost me.
Yep. Also, underplayed. You're mentioning the smell of a medieval fantasy. I don't have a good nose. I'm at a distinct.
Actually, no. With Danmachi, there isn't much smell because they actually have working plumbing.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I would say Danmachi has real plumbing, my man.
Yeah. There is a public bath system as well. So.
Yeah.
And the overwhelming majority of the like isekai worlds have some form of purification or like cleaning, something so that you can make yourself not smell bad.
Yeah, because I mean, magic.
Bath potions.
Useful. Swear to God, Gray.
Wait, I'm sorry. Gray, do you wash yourself in the ocean?
No. He in D&D in our current campaign, he's just been spending all of his money buying bath potions. He's carrying around like 100 bath potions. Basically, what you do is you like drink it or you crack it over yourself, and you like get instantly bathed.
Oh, he said potions. I thought he said ocean. I'm like, hang on a second. Hang on a second.
I mean, it's salt water, dude. I hear it's good for you.
Yeah, but it's the ocean, so you're still gonna end up smelling like fish.
You also smell
Also-
like fish cum.
Also, you want to rinse the salt off, otherwise it starts sticking.
Just use more ocean water.
That's that works. All right, you do you, Sneaky. Let me know how that works out for you 6 months from now.
Oh god. Anyway.
Also, just another point of order.
Yeah.
The misconception that like people in medieval times didn't fucking bathe or whatever.
It's not
they just had cold baths.
It's not a misconception. It just didn't happen. Like it's just a different level of hygiene is all. They would still smell. but-
No, they didn't use soap. That's the main thing. Is tallow was the main soap form, and tallow wasn't exactly prevalent because they also used it in a lot of other things, such as eating, and candles, and.
Well, I was gonna say, here's the thing: the thing that most of the smell would come from is body odor, literally body odor.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
so they mainly used cold water.
To that within 3 days.
Yeah, they mainly used cold water, purely cold water, to wash themselves. Which I mean, honestly, is that's fair enough.
Well, no, I mean, a lot
it's
of
more
a lot
in
of
some
places.
college students.
I mean, yes, you're 100% right about that. But a lot of places would just go, hey, you know what? Like, if they were close to a water source, lots of people took like warm baths. They're not like
Yeah, that's
hot,
true.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like, and once you get past a certain point, like, people are dumb, but they're smart enough not to, eat where their animals shit by the time you get to the medieval ages. Most of the time.
If you could help it, usually they're pretty good about that, yeah. But anyway, so more about the author and Issei simultaneously not understanding anything. There was a fragment of a second where the red blur had paused, and in that fragment of a second, had a group of teenage tourists been conveniently taking a picture. Ah, yes, conveniently. And minutes later, one of them would be calling the local authorities, having heard gunshots. It would later turn out that it had been a lair of drug smugglers who had their base thrashed, and each of the criminals would report having seen a red blur moving too fast for any of them to see clearly, but not fast enough for all of them to get their shots off. The other thing is that there are a lot of things that we take for granted in post-industrial revolution that be absent in Aurario. I mean, that's fair. Standardized clothing would be greatly
Yes.
missing, but generally clothing was also made a little bit tougher back then because of the, lack of standardization. So fairly thick cotton, fairly thick wool. You generally had maybe 2-3 outfits that would last you years.
Quality over quantity. At that
Patchwork
time.
was also the name of the game back then for the lower classes.
Of course, bear in mind, in the overwhelming majority of these systems, there is an easy way to generate funds so that you can buy higher quality clothes.
What's that?
No, like whatever magic fantasy land you end up in.
Oh, yeah, and then the Magic Fantasy Land where everything's weirdly accelerated. Oh, the funniest bit about Aurario is the fact that there is Roman, Greek, Egyptian, medieval, pre-industrial London. There is so many fucking art styles. Victorian
Architectural
era.
Styles.
Huh? Housing
Architectural
styles. Yeah, architectural styles, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
they literally fit out all of them in.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, right?
I do love how they handle that, but like, you know the explanation for that, right?
Mixing of cultures and gods.
Not just that, the dude that designed a good majority of Aurario was just insane.
Oh, yeah, Daedalus, yeah.
Yeah, he was just straight up insane.
But here's the thing, right? I would just show up and be like, I'll build the craziest house you gods have ever seen, and then shamelessly rip off Frank Lloyd Wright.
That's fair. That's fair, yeah. However, if I was insane and I had powers based off of my insanity that I could build really weird shit that just worked because I was insane and I did it, I would definitely do what Daedalus did. I would absolutely do what Daedalus did, and I would absolutely build a slum area that just randomly changed its streets.
Yeah, well, because it's like, I really want to make it so that I want to recreate the dungeon. Please don't.
I'm doing it. I'm gonna turn it into a housing district.
And in his defense, he succeeded.
Honestly, I would much rather. I think that's actually really cool for a magical market district instead. I think it'd be a lot cooler for that to be a magical market district. Because it's like, you can always go to the market and it's always a new store.
I mean, I feel bad for a person trying to make a living there, though. Like,
I've been rotating out for 30 years.
Right? You open the one shop. What goddamn year is it?
I haven't seen a soul in over 5 years.
Well, no, see, the real trick would be to make it so that the stores that get rotated out are just in null space.
No, they're just in other versions of Aurario.
You meet someone, you were just in here yesterday. You bought X, Y, and Z because you were fighting X. Wait, what? That's like 17 floors down. What do you mean I was fighting that? Oh, nothing.
No, whoopsie. I don't know. I would sign up for that.
You know what? That sounds like it'd be a fun idea. You just follow a shopkeeper who keeps getting rotated out. It's like, okay, Belle, are you the one that's boning eyes or the one that's boning Hestia?
No, and then he scratches his head and says, "Or are you the one boning the blacksmith?" Which blacksmith? I don't remember. Was it a man or a woman? It was very hard to tell.
Shit, I know like 3 of those.
Oh, wait, are you the one with the elf? What?
I heard you liked isekai, so I put an isekai shop in your isekai so you can isekai while you isekai. Yeah, damn straight, man. Life of a shopkeeper, dude. Just do it.
That's actually
Recursive isekai.
Okay, can we take Jim, the Viking ninja shopkeep, and adjust him for this?
Jim.
I mean, if we ever get around to writing it.
Do you not remember when you and Atin made Jim the ninja shopkeeper?
I remember it. We just never fucking wrote it.
I'm talking
Dude,
to Sneak.
I'm pretty
Really?
sure I was fucking smashed when I was thinking about that. Gonna be real with you.
Nothing unusual then.
Yeah.
Hey, remember this thing? Fucking no, I don't.
I'm
This is
pretty sure
like-
the Google Doc is lying somewhere.
Jump chain, but not boring. Yeah, no, it effectively could be an isekai jump chain sort of thing, but you know, it's just like, nah, actually, you're a what would be the best one? The junk shop,
Yeah.
where you pawn your shit off to, and it's like you show up in another area. It's like, oh,
No,
have to
but that's the
lock
thing,
up
right?
guns.
It has to be the junk shop that occasionally has just the most S tier items.
Oh yeah,
The
right,
discount
exactly.
is antiques.
It's the shop that'll buy everything, including the lint and the pebble you found in your pocket, but also at the same time, occasionally they have something really worth it there.
And it's just always on sale for like a basic bitch bronze sword in your world.
But like, right? Like, imagine the fun, right? Like, Belle goes in
Oh
one
no,
day
what you
and
gotta
there's
do is you
just
have
like,
to trade something in for it. That's what you have to do.
yeah, absolutely. No, like Belle goes in and he sees
That's
like
the
a
real
Barrett.
clincher.
He sees like a Barrett on the wall. What is that? I'll let you have it for everything you're wearing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Every single like S tier item has some sort of caveat. Like you have to give them everything you have on you, including your clothes, or it's got to be like 5 diamonds, or you have to tell him the funniest joke. You know, stuff like that. Like just completely off the wall shit. Where it's like, seriously.
All right, kid,
Right? Or
make
like,
me laugh. What?
right?
I will let you have Excalibur if you can make me laugh.
Tell me a funny joke.
Or like, he's like, do you know how many worlds I've been to? Funny jokes are hard to come by, right? Or he gets like Gandalf's staff and sells it to Voldemort.
I want you to shout at the top of your lungs, I love muggles.
This is
a feeling.
This is an angel's staff. You can have it.
Here's what you gotta do, though.
All right, Malfoy, I don't like you, but I like making you suffer.
I'm a little
Oh,
weasel, short and stout.
Jim the Ninja Shopkeeper moonlights as an isekai shopkeeper. It's just a multi-cross.
It's a multi-cross of a multi-cross. Let's go.
Okay, no, wait. Here's the question: what's he selling to Dante? Because you know Dante would be so down for the swap meet.
Porn mag. Porn mag he'll never come across anywhere else in the world.
Hey Dante, I got something special for you. It's goddess titties.
You will never find this magazine again if you leave this shop.
All I want is your motorcycle swords.
Dante, where are your swords? I made a sacrifice.
A man has to know what he wants in this world. What? Dante, where is your motorcycle? A man has to know what he needs. What are you hiding in that bag?
The internet's entire porn stuff. I have every single porn across every world I've been to on this USB.
And I want your dad. What? Like, his sword? No. You have to find your dad.
You must bring your dad to me. It's a sacrifice you are willing to make.
That's especially fun because I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I mean, he is, but he technically became the Demon Sword Sparta.
Oh wait, doesn't that
John walks in. Hey kid, want to buy a dad?
Virtual Sword also technically made from? Oh my! Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
You want to buy a dad? Hands John a sword. Oh, by the way, the Excalibur that Bell buys is absolutely the one. Is
Excalibur?
absolutely the talking the
Yes.
talking Excalibur.
Yep. Absolutely, 100%. I love it. I love every bit of this. How big? Oh, so speaking of which, so I have come into possession of a 1 terabyte USB.
Nice. Who'd you fucking kill for it? Did you get it in the Capitol riots?
I got it in the mail. So what happened is someone sent my uncle a file in the mail on this USB. Don't worry, he paid them. He paid them.
Oh no!
It's a file for his business. But
What?
You want to guess what the file size was?
Oh, please tell me it was like 5 megabytes.
It was 44 megabytes.
Oh, yes.
And
Wow.
I'm sitting here looking at this thing. I'm like, can I have this USB? He's like, yeah, sure.
Wow. Wow. That's easy.
Do you want to know why I want it? No, I don't care.
I'm just like, they sent you a 1 terabyte USB for a 44 megabyte file.
You made out like a bandit.
Yep. Sneaky time.
What the actual fuck? I have hard drives smaller than that.
That's a hell of an well, I can't really say that because storage for flash drives has gotten really cheap. Now, if it was a 1 terabyte SD card, oh boy.
Oh,
I mean, that's
yeah,
what I
that'd
got.
be...
I got a 1 terabyte solid state NVMe. That was like $100.
Yeah, that'd be about 1 to 150 with current pricing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a 1 terabyte flash drive that should be around 50 or 60. I want to say, depending
Jesus
on the
Christ.
brand.
I have no idea what brand it is. All it says is 1 terabyte on it. I'm just like,
Oh, good. Nameless brand, my favorite.
you know,
yes.
Actually, 1
But, you
terabyte.
know, you really got to make some choices in your life. Where just like, 1 terabyte USB drive. That's like $700. 4 years later, it's like, oh, 1 terabyte USB drive. That's like $20. That's a stock that went down.
Yeah. Looking at it right now. Well, I don't know how many of these are actually real 1 terabyte. It seems to be like 20, 30, 35.
Yeah.
Have 1 terabyte flash drives really gotten that cheap?
Check Amazon. That's what I did.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I shit you not. It was only 2 years ago. I'm going off prices from 2 years ago that I remember.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well,
USB
I just
flash
checked
drives.
right.
Jesus
fucking-
Christ,
I
I'm
have it open
feeling
right here.
inadequate now. I have hard drives on here that are older than these things. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I mean,
just-
some of these are probably fucking
I would like
garbage
everyone
quality.
to know that I have a hard disk drive in my computer right now
Yeah,
that I've
that
had
is
for
a
10 years.
that is a
Yeah.
$20
It
1
cost
terabyte.
$250 when I purchased it. It probably costs $10 now. For a 4 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is the only computing components I want right now are a 3090 and all of the Gundam stuff that
Honestly, I'm
they're
fine with
not
the
going to
3080.
let me have them.
I'm
Here's the
honestly
thing.
fine with 3080.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I buy the 3090. I'm not upgrading again.
I mean, that's well until Lovelace comes out, which apparently was like a 70% increase.
71%.
I like
yeah.
how often I hear people say, I buy this, I won't upgrade again. I'm just sitting here thinking of, said that with a 1080, said that with 2080, said that with the 580.
Okay, no, hold on.
But I haven't said those things.
To be fair,
No,
The
every time I hear
3090
someone say that, they are proven wrong within a year and a half.
3 years later, I still haven't needed to upgrade my 1080. I want to, still haven't needed to.
Like,
Yeah.
my point is, if I purchase a 3090, I am unlikely to need an upgrade for the foreseeable future.
That's fair.
Do you
Until
even have a
some-
desktop to stick it in?
What?
Do you even have a desktop to stick it in?
I said that's why I want all the Gundam stuff, Max.
You're not getting that though, because you're not from China.
I know,
It's a
but it
race
all
to my
looks
head.
so goddamn nice.
God. Anyway, so, though still far away, the image of a red humanoid with a tail and fluorescent wings was captured right before its raid began. The world was set ablaze by the surfacing of the evidence. No one... I have the hiccups now from alcohol.
Good job.
I can solve this by drinking more alcohol.
No,
Based.
Sneaky.
He's not technically wrong if he gets enough liquid in one go.
Max,
Well-
you should not be telling him he isn't wrong.
That bottle of Jameson's done.
Well, was it 1 down, 7 to go?
Yes.
Godspeed.
We'll see how far I get. The world was set ablaze by the blah 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 blah. In one moment, it would be stopping pirates in the Atlantic.
There's not pirates in the Atlantic, my man.
And in less than an hour, it would be rescuing people from a storm in America. The speed of its travel was truly unfathomable. Many speculated there was multiples of the phenomenon. Governments had denied knowing its origin just as much as they had attempted to capture the unknown creature. Some had even went as far as creating their own disasters in hopes of luring it into a trap. The creature had either adapted or grew cunning, as now, whenever it arrived, technology started to fail in its presence. Capturing any further pictures, let alone the creature itself, was deemed impossible. But the photograph was the only evidence the world would ever surface.
I mean, you know, apart from hundreds of thousands of reliable anecdotes for people being saved by a magical red blur, like, listen, the Flash could constantly run around at super speed. Well, the rate at which they're describing Issei traveling would absolutely leave behind physical evidence of some manner.
But it's magically traveling, so he doesn't. You forgot that because Issei doesn't know he should be breaking sound barriers and turning Earth to magma and igniting the air with how fast he's moving, he doesn't.
Yes, of course.
It's all in the head.
Physics is just like a suggestion, man.
I mean, dude, when you got a dragon in your pen pan, it is.
Yeah, whatever, Fabius.
I'm glad
Fabius
I don't have
Bile,
any
a
camera on.
truly underappreciated 40k character. The only man to look Slanesh in the face and go, "You don't fucking exist. Now get out of reality."
Suck my dick. Last
Actually,
words
don't.
man ever said to Slanesh. Give my big stick a shuckle.
Uh-oh. Oh, the suck is too strong. I appear to
Oh,
be
God,
fading
also.
from existence.
Oh no, Astolfo, don't.
Oh no. He's about to get cockboard.
I mean, look, all I'm saying is Astolfo would absolutely become a follower of Slanesh.
Oh, likely yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Zinch.
No, Slanesh.
You
The
probably
creature!
forget who is worshipping in 10 minutes.
Without any way,
No,
who's the
but,
what
like-
now in 10 minutes?
It wouldn't matter. Once you sign up on the demon train, there is no getting off.
What about 10 minutes?
He's saying that because of evaporation of sanity, Astolfo would forget quite quickly.
That's fair enough.
But honestly, Slanesh's opening bargaining point could be, I can fix your insanity.
I mean, that's a fair point.
And then the bargain would be followed up with, and I can make sure you have a really good time too.
To make sure you... Oh, you can't. Slanesh can't even use the thing is I can make your dick bigger, because apparently Astolfo's dick is fucking enormous.
As far as I know, that changes wildly depending on the depravity of the author and whether or not Astolfo's a top or a bottom.
No, it's specifically it's due to the heights given. So it's basically a 4chan meme post where Vegeta and Astolfo are the same height, but Astolfo weighs more than Vegeta. And so people are like, wait a second, but Astolfo's not as muscular as Vegeta. Where's all of his... Oh god.
Oh no!
Oh. Forbidden knowledge.
Forbidden knowledge.
Scares me.
I mean, it's
Pirates
also
of the
possible.
Atlantic. Did he take down Pirate Bay? Yeah, he took down Pirate Bay.
The bastard!
Oh, God. Motherfucker.
You motherfuckers! You've killed Pirate Bay! Don't worry, just wait for the episode to end. Pirate Bay will be back up soon.
Under a different name. Different fucking
Definitely
hosting
not the
domain.
Pirate Bay.
This is definitely not the Pirate Bay, comrade!
Taylor Habert is a follower of Slanesh. No, Taylor Habert is a follower of Korn.
Like,
Definitely
There is-
corn.
There is
Follower
not a
of
single
Iowa.
fucking thing you can tell me about her that isn't a follower of Korn.
I mean, the obsession with planning might put her in under a Lord of Change.
That's true, but she's obsessed with order as well. Just her order, but order.
True.
Zinch is like, I don't care. I just like making plans for the shits and giggles, even if my plans fuck over other plans I've made.
It's irrelevant of whether or not my plans mess with another plan. All that matters is the plan.
Just stick to the plan.
Which one?
Yes.
I don't know. 43B?
Pick one, stick to it, and then switch halfway through to the other one. You'll never see it coming. Neither will you once it hits you. Oh god. Anyway, so world was set ablaze. Blah blah blah. Not literally. Blah blah blah. Everyone was curious about this thing, and no more information surfaced about it until the white blur appeared, and then people decried it as white privilege.
Everybody went home and wrote it off as a bad night's drinking.
Yeah, when the white blur appeared, starting to save people, everyone knew that the white supremacy was nigh, and they had to cancel it on Twitter. And so the white blur on Twitter was banned and canceled.
Epic.
Little did they know that was just a sock puppet. Now, as the red creature was treated as a childish myth, there was rumors on the internet the other blurred was roaming around the world, including that of the white one. There were even people across the world who reported seeing other blurs of color. Oh no. It's the rainbow. Let's hope the green one doesn't betray them all this time. Things only 90s kids understand.
It's always the green one.
It's always the green one. Wait, didn't one point the Green Ranger turn into the White Ranger and then he turned back into the Green Ranger? Pretty sure that happened.
Green
at one point.
Ranger, White Ranger, then Red Ranger.
Oh, I see.
And then he stayed Red Ranger.
Let's see here. Blah 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 blah. Other myths. Blah blah blah. Of course, none of these other colored blurs were true, obviously. Yes, as a camera crew from Germany had been able to capture the image of a white being. Did he have blue eyes?
No, did he have red eyes?
Blue eyes, white dragon. Get it?
Ah, yes.
Not funny.
My favorite Pokemon.
Man, I really love that Digimon.
It's supposed to actually upset me. The 90s kid is like, no, this is worse every time I see it.
Stick to the plan. Which plan? The plan.
Were you not there when I made the plan? I thought you were there when I made the plan. Which plan? You've made at least 3 since breakfast. Only 3?
When's Attack on Titan? Wow. Jesus Christ, that's a savage interview.
Yeah, madman.
I
Once
hope that's
Attack on
real,
Titan
not
is
fake.
over and I've successfully hurt everyone, I want to open a spa with the sweat and tears of my readers.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that was what the man actually said.
I desperately hope it's real. Like, man, be real.
Like, here's the thing: some of those some of the guys who write light novels in Japan are just like, they're like, I don't want to write this anymore, and they're unbelievably bitter. Some of them don't like writing the stuff that's actually good. Looking at you, Kawahara. Fucking SAO. The real SAO. Stop writing alkalization. Nobody fucking likes it. It's shit.
Oh god, I know, right?
SEO alcoholism.
God.
Definitely alcoholism.
That's gonna be the season title when the abridged series eventually gets there.
What, alcoholization?
Yep.
I wouldn't. You know what? You should just go give them that one.
Look what showed up.
Your dignity, a sense of purpose, the
No,
hope
a
of
fucking
mankind.
bot.
Huh?
Oh,
Get
yep.
out of here, man!
There's another bot.
They keep coming here.
There's the ban button.
Oh, okay.
Damn. Another one.
I tried.
Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust.
Max was too fast on the draw. I was just shooting at the wind. The guy was already dead.
Yeah, come on, Sneaky. You should have
I like that
predicted
you got a
Max's
head
prediction.
start. You got a head start. I even took a minute to remember where the. I took a bit to be like, wait, where's the ban button? Oh, there it is. Still got it after me.
He's coming! Fumbling with the revolver. I got this! I got this! Alright, got it out! And bang, bang, bang. Yeah! Bang!
Hey, wait a minute. I don't think I fired any bullets. Am I a god?
What's happening? And nothing's happening. I'm a little bit tipsy and I'm having fun with it. So anyway, yeah, camera crews, despite the fact that technology fails around these guys now, camera crews somehow caught video of it. And then a forest fire happened. It was floating high in the air, higher than the helicopter could reach, and it was a speck, and no one could notice it until they later looked at the footage. And they only noticed it in the end because of the howl of rage it unleashed upon viewing forest fires.
So it's conscientious.
Hmm.
Boy, it must be constantly annoyed with Callie then.
Did we forget to do a gamble? No. Wait, why would it be
Yeah,
annoyed
did.
with Callie?
Sorry. You know what better is Kami? California.
Oh, see, I just kind of forgot California existed and just replaced
Yeah.
California's existence with Calliope Mori.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Same.
truly a
Like-
blessing upon mankind.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd rather have California.
Apparently, also on January 31st, Callie will be dropping her own version of Rap God.
Yeah,
So that'll be interesting to see.
coming soon. TM.
Soon.
I
indeed.
can't wait for someone to tweet whatever fucking weird casual made rap god and be like, "Hey, here's an anime girl ripping your stuff off."
Eminem.
Who? That sounds like a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, see, they made this sexy commercial about black M&Ms, and they never really recovered from it.
See. I wish I didn't, but I see.
So anyway, definite patterns. There was always something going on in the world, and despite a rainbow of blurs saving everyone, then things never stopped happening. And they were never seen together. And they also speculated that everyone was slower than the red blur, because it would take hours while the red one took seconds. And their wings were different. And they photographed both of them and were able to pinpoint differences in between them, despite not being able to photograph either of them. And also, the shape of their wings was completely different. And I'm sure I am glad we got high definition photos of both of them, so we could properly compare them. Yeah, and so some people began to question if the white one was actually looking for the red one, who was stopping all the natural disasters, but in the meantime, the white one would stop natural disasters that the red one didn't get to.
Sure was nice of it.
Yeah. And Issei Hyudo was anything but a normal high school student, because on the surface, he might be a normal high school student, but he wasn't innocent anymore. And that had been scrubbed away from his wretched soul, because he still attended school, did homework, but in his free time, when he wasn't peeping on girls, he was saving the world. He was an average-looking man who wasn't handsome, but he wasn't hideous. And most people would say he was boring, but what they didn't know was that he was actually the Red Dragon Emperor, and he used his prodigious amounts of speed to flash around the world, stopping disaster after disaster. Whenever he changed for physical education, he made sure to hide his overly muscled chest from the world and the wings that were on his back with a simple t-shirt.
Yeah, that's excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you do. You wear a t-shirt and the wings are clipping, so they decided to introduce an update that prevented clipping by removing the wings while you're wearing a shirt. It's quite simple stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
of course.
programming 101, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't
right?
believe I
You know,
forgot
it's like Mountain Blade 2. Why bother programming boob physics when you can just make boobs part of the shirt? Except that can go hideously wrong when you let all genders wear all clothing.
It's like Dark Souls 1 all over again, Sneaky.
Yeah. Why are
Anyway,
you
boys,
a girl? What do you mean? Ah!
Oh,
Sneaky
did
become
y'all
woman.
see? Did y'all see the video from Vadi today?
No.
Haven't yet.
Oh, someone found a cut animation for the desert sorceresses from Dark Souls 2.
Oh no.
It's
Oh,
Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. It's bad.
oh, it's a thing.
Oh, no,
That's really all I can say. It's a thing, boys.
God help me.
Yeah.
Look,
How bad?
it was removed. It was removed for exactly the reason you think it was. Players kept letting it happen.
Yep. It's gamer time.
Oh boy.
I'm assuming it's the 15 intriguing Bloodborne secrets?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not just Bloodborne.
Oh, like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Sekiro. Okay.
And to be fair, most of the secrets are quite interesting and intriguing.
That's cool and all, but it's 3 a.m., so I have somewhere else to be.
Yeah, so basically this story is super fucking boring, and the authors are
Good
really,
night, boys.
like, shit
Night.
tier writer. Goodbye.
Try not to die.
He just cocked his gun and left the chat, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna die.
What a shame.
Yeah, it's truly terrible. We're gonna lose a dwarf today. Last of his kind. So,
Wait, I thought he didn't have a beard.
he has
So-
stubble, which he claims is a beard.
That
Okay,
doesn't
but that-
count.
That just makes him a gnome.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
What's the generic research, or is Isley research? Oh.
What?
What? He straight up spanks you and kicks your ass on the ground. Ah.
Thank you for being a killjoy, Isley.
See. That's Pedro, actually.
I mean, I'm still gonna blame Isley.
That's fair. So yeah, anyway, this story is super fucking boring. It's literally going nowhere, and all it is it's just hyping up how OP Issei is before the story even starts. It's like, isn't it so amazing, guys? This completely bland character who has absolutely no personality is actually now super powerful before the story even begins. And so he really has no character arc left to have, except he totally is going to have one now. And instead of actually, like, being some sort of power-up arc where he gets used to new powers and you get used to the world that he's in, or some sort of character arc where he gets a better personality or learns from his mistakes, it's pretty much just going to be a purely harem arc where every single time he talks to a woman, they're going to fall head over heels in love with him because they realize how strong he is.
Because, you know, we like to write fair and balanced depictions of women here on fanfiction.net.
Yeah.
Because this is such a progressive place.
Such a lovely
They'd have
place.
you believe so.
Like, listen, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. No place can be progressive when they let you write smut.
That's a fair
See
point.
the existence of the Omegaverse.
That's a fair point. That's a pretty good point. So, you know, it's just a really boring story, and they went with the canon storyline of Yuma Rainere somehow not detecting Issei's power level in the fucking slightest, despite him being like uber god tier powerful, so fast he can run around the world in literal seconds. So despite him being like literally changing continents level of powerful, Rainere still can't sense it and tries to kill him and then get raffle stomped. She just gets completely fucking annihilated. Isn't that hilarious? Because she didn't detect that he was stronger than her. Because he's really good at hiding his power level.
Yeah, he's got that t-shirt, yo.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the t-shirt.
The t-shirt has identify block.
You forget, Atin, according to Underplayed Creations, that these authors think they are accurately portraying women. That is a fair point. I would, however, like to point out. I would, however, like to point out still, not in defense of them, but just as a point of, you know, informational relevance. The top 3 nude pornographic mods for every Bethesda game are all made by women. I just want everyone to keep that in mind. That t-shirt has a by any means necessary plastered on it. Oh yeah, you're right. It does. It's definitely a Supreme t-shirt. R.I.P. Can you please die for me? I just saw the cut attack from Desert Sorceress. Why? Yeah, it's the thing. So anyway, yeah, stuff happens, and then he kills all of the fallen angels, and apparently something about 1,000 years ago, and, everyone somehow forgot about Rainere, even though he styled on her. Yeah, crimson hair, crimson blood, blah blah blah. Something something, eighth predator, blah 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 blah. This is so fucking boring. I'm literally skimming it, and I'm just so fucking boring. And then for some reason, Rias approaches Issei and he's like, "Yo, Issei, I know you're like super fucking powerful and all, but for the low price of 4 pawns, I can make you a devil. You should join my peerage because I have large boobs." And Issei is like, "Wow, large boobs, you got me," and joins.
Yes, because he certainly couldn't have encountered those before in his world-spanning adventures.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'll reincarnate into a devil. You've convinced me, but I'll test you and I'll test your loyalty. And if I find you unworthy, I'll kill you. And if I do find you worthy, I'll lick your feet." So that was a story. Thanks, author. I'm gonna go to bed now because of how fucking tired that made me to read. Just kidding. But no, seriously, that was terrible. So anyway, that was a real downer of a story where it's absolutely the most boring shit happened possible. Issei Styles on Rainere somehow gets hurt, even though he's like 20 power classes higher than her. And then for some reason gets convinced by Rias to reincarnate as a devil, even though she has no actual way to reincarnate Issei. Because it took 8 pawns to resurrect him when he was A, dead, which reduces the cost, and B, didn't even have his sacred gear awakened yet. It took 8 pawns to resurrect Issei.
And they all mutated as he grew stronger.
Yeah, and apparently she's still able to resurrect Issei as a devil while he's alive and the strongest being on Earth itself.
I'm just not understanding your complaint here.
Yeah, I'm just talking nonsense. But anyway, you know what's not nonsense? The fact that we're going to be here on Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's what we're going to do on Friday as well. So you should come back and have some more fun. And by fun, I mean torture yourself by listening to absolutely boring and/or atrocious fan fiction that was written for some reason and then published for some reason, and the author thought it was good for some reason. And you'll have to sit here and question it along with us. And also learn maybe what not to do as a fan fiction author. Like, hey, consider the following. Maybe actually explain your character instead of just jumping to the bits that are cool. Because it turns out when you actually explain your character, the bits that are cool are a lot cooler. You know?
Because everyone understands them.
Yeah. It's really weird how that works when you actually explain what's going on to someone. They're like, "Oh, now I get it, and it's cooler for me now, and I really enjoy it a lot more." And you're like, "Yeah, now that I've explained it all to you, instead of just skipping right to the end of the story where all the cool bits happen, don't you just like it a lot more?" And they're like, "Yeah, I like it a lot more. I'm so glad you actually explained it to me." Yeah, so anyway, there's always more and it always gets worse.